So in the last class, what we had discussion about the business rules, and in that business rule, we had a business rule. First one is the before we had a discussion, and second one is the after, and year after, and third one is the display. Fourth one is the ASYNC. SE. So what happened? These are the four types of business rule. Yesterday we had seen the scenario before business rule. That so I hope you guys understood. And second step, today we will discuss after business rule. What is after business rule? Once the after business rule is nothing but once the record is inserted or updated, what was the script has to execute it. So what I am going to do is, so here I'm just opening the Narayana table. So I'm just opening this Narayana. So here what happened, this Narayana table. So I'm just opening, I'm just creating a here one checkbox. Checkbox is nothing but, for example, configure. I'm just going to create a one checkbox, which is a create an incident. So that means, so I'm just making create an incident. I'm just marking as a true or false. It is a boolean. So now what I am going to do is, this is the, if I click on create incident, and if I save this record, I need to create an incident in the incident table. That is the requirement. That means if this record is updated here, we need to create a record in a different table. That is a requirement. That means here we need to record save, then only another operation has to done, so that what happened, it will do the after business. So what I am going to do is, so here I'm just going to buy after business rule and clicking on new. So incident creation. So incident creation from Narayana. So here I'm just clicking on the advanced. The business rule type was after. Since we are updating the record, so I'm just making operation as a update, and I'm just giving create an incident is true, and actions. I'm not sending an action here, and advanced. In the advanced, as you know, we need to create a record. In the service now, what happens, if any, if you want to create a fetch a table from the script, we will use the glide record. Glide record is a Java class API, which is used to fetch the, if you want to perform table of on the table, fetch information table, all the sun, we can use the glide record. Now what happened, I'm just making where incident, the interior 100% will ask what is a glide record, what is the purpose of it. Glide record is nothing but it's an API in ServiceNow. If you want to call the info from this one, so I'm just making where gr equal to new glide record and the incident table. What is the table? We logical name backend. We can give the same. So now what happened? What are the incident? Everything table will be create one. Now our goal was next. We need to initialize the record. Initialize the record is nothing but if you need to start the recording, we can use incident dot initialize. See, initialize, create an empty record suitable for the population before an insert, which means it will create an empty record before the insertion so that we can populate the data. This initialization mostly the interview asks what is the purpose of the initialization in the glide record, or if you want to create an empty record before the insertion, what we can use it. Then you have to answer it. Dot initialize function will be used. Now what I am going to do is here. So whatever I have entered here, for example, if I in charge, whatever I am just go to the color field and whatever the information in the school I give going, I just go to the short description. Address will go to the description field, for example. So I'm just going to here. Next one, insert dot. That means don't confuse incident dot. What was the field value? Sorry, incident dot. First, if you open incident, short description, for example. So I'm just opening this one. So incident dot short description equal to incident dot short description equal to we have to do current dot u underscore school name, for example. This we need to populate it. In the next step, incident dot incident dot if you go to the description equal to current dot u underscore address, for example. Next step, incident dot dollar. Let's see check equal to current dot u underscore in charge. So what happened? So that means what are the entire the short description field? We are copying to the school name. What are the description field? We are copying to the address field. What are in the caller ID? So it will go to the in charge field. Now what are we are doing? For example, incident. So incident dot insert. So incident C insert a new record using the field values that have been set for the current record. That means whatever we have written before that one with those values it will be insert the record. So this one. So assume that this is the one and we need to do the same thing. Now so now what happened? We have written a thing. Now what I need to do? So just can you check? We just creating an incident. So Andrew watch and I'm just making okay. I think we have another business. I'm just give a minute. This business rule I'm just stopping. No, I'm not stopping this one. I will tell you what is the reason. We don't need to stop, but in the business rule, what we have written here, in the actions, right? Okay, there's nothing, right? Okay, very good. So just do it. So now I'm just opening this one. Create. Okay, I think for this one the default value is given. So if you don't want a default value, so I think okay, there is no default value. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to save this one with the. So here I'm going to incident test for after business rule, and this is the test for after business. So what happened now? If I save this one, an incident will be automatically created. Let's see. Let's go to the incident list. Oh my god, I'm sorry. We have to use this function. So the record is not yet inserted. Now let's save this one. I'm just in charging as a Arya and saving this record. See, this was came right. Arya area where the color is copied, and what are we have given the address. It was come to the school name is come to the short description. Address, what are we have given the address is came to the short description field. I hope you guys understood right. This is the very simple scenario. Got it? Or any confusion?
No, understood.
Very good. Now the next step we have. The next step. So what you want to know from which Narayana record associated this one. So what I am going to do is in the related list right now we don't have. I will create a one record here. So for example, simple. See, since you had a problem, parent incident is there. Form and Narayana. Narayana record. Simple. For example, I'm just making it as a field type is reference, and next one is so the next one is Narayana. Add here. So I'm just adding this one for example. For time being, I'm just adding this one here. So here we have written right. So what are the record is coming? We need to copy the here something. So if you want to copy that one, we have to write the script here and here incident dot u underscore Narayana. I'm sorry. Incident dot Narayana equal to current double R, right? CD. That means, do you know what is a society? What is the society in the system? Society is nothing but which is a unique ID which can be used to identify the record. So in the service now is whenever if you create a record, that record will be stored in a different location in the service now database. That location we will call it as a society. Society is a alphanumeric combination. It can be do the same thing. Now I'm just saving this record, and again I just want to make a few changes here. Incident one, and if I save this one, now it will be, see whenever if I see the list here, what is the list? Okay, I'm just going to open the list here. See, it was created, right? And if I open this one, what are the record is associated is what came here. But in the previous one, it is not came. Why? Because at that time we have not given the this society. Current dot society is nothing but it will copy the entire record in the society is nothing but it's a location where you showed it. So what are the record in the current society will be copied to the u underscore narayana since we are reference to the same table. Okay. Now you want to display some message, right? gs dot add info incident plus, I'm just making a number. So if you want to say what are the record is inserted there, we can copy the same thing. So what are the inserted number you need to display here? If I want to save this one, see what are the record incident created here for this one, it will show here. See, this is the scenario. Now, this is the one scenario. Now, what happened here? We have associated. If I open, I'm just going to just take this one. Okay, that's fine. Now, what I am going to do is, so for the incident, how many Narayana records is associated? Right now, it was one. So, incident after that plus again has been created. If I write like this one, let's see what happens. So now what happened? So again, I'm just going to here. I'm just making the ATF test user and saving this record. See what happened? Incident. The number has created. So if you give the some space, it will give the something like. For example, if I give like this, so again, if I save this one, oh, this nothing changes, right? Oh my God, this is, oh my God, this space is not changes.
Before plus you have
Wait,
to
wait,
give
wait, wait.
space.
Slash n slash n. I think slash n is user tool. I will tell you later. I will forget this one how to do it. One. So, but like this, we can display the message answer. Now, the if you go to the incident form, so we no need to wait. In the incident form, what happened? Total how many records has created for the Narayana? So, for example, so there are four records are created with the Narayana. Now, what I need to do? I'm just creating one field in the Narayana table. Don't be confused. This is very different thing. So, Narayana, I'm just creating a one form. Sorry, one choice. Okay. So, I'm just creating one table here. So, I'm just going to incident status choice. So, I will quickly create a three states like choices like new in progress 20 pending resolved closed. So this is the one I created a choices. So I'm just going to update this one. Now what happened in the Narayana? Let me. I don't know where we have the incident status like this one. So what I am going to do is right now. Whenever if the incident status, I'm just going to change here. So I, for example, if I change the incident status to resolved, I need to mark the okay. So whenever if I change the incident status to resolved, so here if I change the incident status to resolved here from here, so what are the associated resolved here? It will automatically change this record to resolved. For example, if I say incident and if I give the record is saved, You can see here there are four records was created automatically. So these incident status should go to the result. That is the our scenario. So for this one, what we can write? What is the script we can write? What is the type of script? After business rule, we can write it. And I'm just going to save this one, and I'm just going to write a business rule. And here I'm just making status changes, status resolved. For example, I'm just making incident status resolved advanced after update, and I'm just making here the incident status is changed to resolved, which means if I make the changes to resolve, we can go to here advanced. We don't need in the advanced, we need to write a script. Here what was the logic for this? First, we need to call the table. In that call table, we need to fetch that info, how many records were there, and after that we need to change the status to here. So if you want to fetch a table information, what we can do is where same incident equal to new glide record and the incident. So now what we are given is, so what are the incident table? It come to here. Now the next step. So earlier we used the initialize. So incident dot, we need to fetch the how many incidents associated with this record. So if you want to fetch it, we can use the add query. Add query is nothing but which use it to filter the record. So for example, how many users are active, something like, see, add a filter to return record, specify the field value. So I'm just making add query, and what is that field name? U underscore Narayana underscore record. This is the one. So next step. So next we need to fetch the current records info. Current record info. So if you want to fetch that one, we can use current dot sysid. So now what happened? So incident the Rana record current dot sysid is nothing but what are the current dot is nothing but what are the record is executed here. So now next step. So what are we are filtered those records? We need to fetch info. If you want to fetch the records one, we can use the query. Query. So this we could. Now what happened in the incident table? What are the records associated with the current thing will be here. Now the query is nothing but if you want query is nothing but what are the records associated with the current society in the incident table will come. This is the now here. Next step, if you want to check this one, if you want to know how many records, if the one record there is next step we need to use the looping concept. If you have only one record, we can use the if loop, but here you don't know how many records were there. So for that one, what we can do is we can change the while loop. While incident dot next, incident dot next will be used to, it will go to the next record. For example, the four records is there. First, it will fetch the first record info. If that is fine, the script will go to the next second record. If that is fine, script go to the third record. If that is a fine, script go to the fourth record. Like that, it will go. Now, what is the next step? We need to change the current status to current dot u underscore incident status to resolved. Current dot incident status equal resolved is nothing but what is the result we have given? What is the visible incident status? This is the incident status. So resolve what you are given 40. So current dot incident status equal to 40. Sorry. we need to update the incident, right? Incident dot state equal to. So what are the incident for resolved value? We can, even I am not sure. We can fetch this one. Okay, let me open the incident form. So now we can write that table value. So what are the table? I'm just going to the incident. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I just need to fetch it from the incident. So what are the we are resolved? So the result is a six. We can fetch it in the six. And if you need to incident update the record, incident dot update. So what happens? Incident dot update is nothing but whatever the records there, it will be updated from here. And I'm just going to save this one. Now, what are we have to? These four records are in the state new. Next step. So where is our Sham record? Okay, I'm just opening the Narayana record and open the Sham. And here I'm just incident. For example, if I give the new and save it. For example, incident. This is the actual record. I'm changing the status to resolved here, and I'm saving the record here. See what is the here? Error message, data policy exceptions, resolved code, and sorry, resolution code and close notes were mandatory. Why? Because here in the one incident form, whenever we are going to status is resolved, these two are mandatory from the data policy. So that means if you return a business code also, what are the mandatory fields? We should be close this one. I hope you understood, right? What was the use of data policy? Hello, Sunita. Can you hear me?
Yes.
No,
Ah,
you understood, right? What is the purpose of UA policy? Which when you write a script in the business code also, these are two interlinked.
okay.
So now that means you need to provide the this one also. So now what I am going to do is I'm just going to again incident dot close code equal to again. So this is not the business one. This is the business one. This is the yes. Now incident dot ins close underscore code equal to. So even we don't know the value, right? So what we are going to do is I'm just going to the close code. Sorry, that is a resolution code. So I can make any choice. So I'm just making this one as a solution provided, for example. So I can take a choice. What are the value here? Solution provided by the script I written. Solution provide and incident dot result next one. The resolution code you don't know, right? So if you don't know the resolution code, just copy this one. I'm sorry. Resolution notes you don't know, right? Equal to. So I'm just writing here incident. So by default, incident has been closed from Narayana. record. So this is the fine. Now I'm just going to save this one. Now the scenario was whenever if I go to change the status to resolve here, it was fine. Okay, in progress. I'm just saving. Uh, Now the result. If I save this one, what are the incidents here? See, it was changed it and the resolution button. See this one. So I'm just going to open the incident form again. I'm just closing this all the stuff. So what are the sham, right? Narayana record. There are four records changed to resolution and see what are your update here automatically it will come here associated with. So this is the basic glide record concept. From here we can do the multiple things and also for example okay, I will just going to again the business rule and go to our business rule. So incident, oh my god, not incident creation, incident status result. SSID solution provider. I'm just going to here. So I just need to show the incident result. ds dot add info, add add info. So as the same concept. See, so here after the resolution we can copy. I sorry I forgot what is the script. We can use this empty space. I can show you later. But see after the update, I'm just writing incident has been resolved. Resolved. So now what happened? The incident has been resolved. So but right now what happened? We don't have record. So what I'm going to do is I will just create two records with the Sumant name. Let's see what's going on. So for example, if I open a Sumant in HYD 123, so one around so 25 and see what happened. Now the records 25 and 26 is created. Now what I am going to do is so if I'm going to the incident list, these two.
డబల్ నైన్ వన్ టూ ఫైవ్ వన్ ఫైవ్ డబల్ టూ
So now
అయింది కదా డబల్ నైన్ వన్ టూ ఫైవ్ వన్ ఫైవ్ డబల్ టూ మొబైల్
so now what happened? So these two records is created from this one Sumant. Now what I'm going to do is in the Sumant record I'm just going to resolve the status. So what happened if I go to this one and I am saving this record? See, incident has been resolved. Incident has been see. You can see is an incident has been created 27 at the same time it has been resolved. Why? Because in the business tool what we are written a condition if that is a safe we can do the same thing. So that means we need to write one and here we can write it. Sorry, incident status is not What is this field name? Incident status. Right? I'm just reloading this one. Incident status is not resolved. So that means if that means is not resolved. So what happened if since that is a incident creation is true is not resolved, so it will go to the same thing. So if I, for example, I'm just going to if I created a one this one, so it will not create a record here. So if I give it a in progress or new in progress, and it will create one. There are, oh my god, this is no state, right? Two records are created. Now what I am going to do is just please follow the, if I open the incident, so for the Sumant there are two records for there. Now what I am going to do is for Sumant I'm just going to change the resolved it here, and if I save this one, see what are the incidents is when automatically resolved here. So what if you fetch those one is already created here, we need to automatically it will close the info. So if I open this one, Sumant records, this one, it will show the has been resolved, and this is the one automatically closed it. If you want to check it here, it will go to the here. Okay. I hope you understood right how we can create a record from one table to another table, and if one table report is closed, how we can use the same option. I hope you any have questions till now. This business rule is a very important thing. Got it? Any confusion? Hello, Sunita.
Yeah, got it, sir.
So in this again, I'm just quickly saying the scenario is first. I'm just creating a record on a incident table from the Narayana depending upon a certain conditions. So if so, we are creating a records, and whenever if the record is created, incident is closed from here, which means if the Narayana record is state is closer to here, we are closing the incident status to the what are the associated incident, all the incident, we are marking the state to resolve here. Got it? The two scenarios which I did. You got it? Any confusion?
Okay, sir.
No, no. Don't confuse. This is the very important thing. So today, what you will do is I will give a simple scenario. Whenever just create one custom field on a RITM table, requested item, SC underscore REQ underscore item table. Just create one case like create an incident like this one. Whenever if the record is updated in that one, that check mark checkbox is true. We need to create a you can just like create a incidents here, multiple incidents, and whenever the RITM is state changes to close, what are the incidents associated with the RITM has to automatically close it, or else you just create a one catalog task, just create a checkbox like create a catalog task. Whenever if you created the catalog task has to create it and associated the RITM number has to copy the same thing. Few fields like we have seen right the same thing. And if that RITM as marked as a closed, what are the catalog tasks associated with them is automatically has to close it. That is the scenario. This is the real-time scenario. You have to I've shown an example. I'm telling the real-time scenario. You have to practice it. Okay.
Okay.
So do you have any questions for today topic? Say yes or no.
No, sir. Present.
That's very good. Do you have any questions for the task for today?
Task is clear, sir.
So this is the multiple scenarios you have to check with. For example, if the incident status is in progress in the existing table, so in the Narayana table is in progress. So you need to change the status to all the incidents to in progress. Like that, you can use the if loop, for loop, all the stuff. You can use if state current status equal xyz, so we need to do the incident dot status equal xyz. Else if the current status is resolved, so we need to change the incident status to resolved. Like you know to if and else, you know if else, right? Ladder how can write if else thing. So here what you can do is, here I will tell you a simple scenario. You guys can practice. If you are not able to practice, let me know in the next class. I can tell you the how we can do that in the different scenario. So here incident status resolved, right? So what happened? You will mark as a condition incident status changes here. Changes. So here you can write here and you can raise a while loop, right? If current dot state incident status, you underscore incident status equal to equal to 60. Then you need to do it. Else if current dot, like that we can write the if else status until all the status. So if the status is new, you need to go to the new and the incident form. If the status changed to in progress, you need to change the incident status to in progress. If the status is pending, you need to change them to on hold. Like that, you need to check the all the scenarios. So I'm just showing an example. This you can try and practice. If you have any queries, we can discuss in the next class. You don't hesitate. I will explain it again if you don't unable, because this business rules is a very important topic. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
After 1 or 2 hours, I can upload this today's class recording